Okay, welcome back to my channel, everyone. Whoa. Did y'all just see what just happened? Yeah. Guess I need to walk my bike home. Alright, we'll talk about that later. I don't have a spare tube on this bike, so I'll have to go get one. Alright, bummer. Okay, it turns out that, I can't move my bike with a tire blew out, so I'm laying it right here, which you can see it, hoping that it'll stay here. In the meantime, I have to walk the time back to my house. So, yeah, this is not the best bike trip I've had. And this is a long walk for me, so it'll be interesting to see if I can make it. And whether somebody will steal my bike or not while I'm gone. But I guess that's the life of bike riding, if you end up getting a blowout. Now on my Aventon, I have a spare tube with me. So my Aventon, I'm more prepared because I have tools. I have a spare tube. I have a way to blow up the tire. So I have lots of options on the Aventon. But on this guy, I don't have any of those things. I got like a screwdriver. So anyway, I'll get back in touch with y'all after get a follow-up on this. Well, I made it about halfway home when I realized I did not have my garage door opener, so I didn't have a way to get into my house. So I called for rescue. Hopefully I can get somebody to come rescue me. And I'm going to hopefully make it to where the bike is, assuming the bike's still there. I've been going about 10 minutes. Oh, maybe a little longer. But I'm very tired, sweaty. Temperature is supposed to hit 90 today, so it's probably not 90 yet, but man, it's still hot. So I'm trying to survive this. So hopefully y'all learn from me that you should continue to bring your repair kit even if you're going on short rides. This bike has 55 miles on it. I had mentioned that I didn't like the way the wheel looked earlier. That was one of my criticisms. And it turns out that maybe the wheel wasn't mounted properly after all. That it wasn't sealed. Because if y'all saw, which I'm not sure if you did because I wasn't sure if the camera could catch it based on the angle. If you saw what was happening, the tube pushed out the side of the tire and then it popped, which would be logical for it to do. And that was the big loud boom you heard. Sounded a little bit like a gun. Anyway, nearly back here. So this is not much of a bike video so far. Right now it's a struggle video. So if you want to struggle on an e-bike, this is one of the better ways to do it. All right, the bike's still here, so that's good. So I'm just going to sit down on the ground and wait until somebody shows up or I get enough energy to try it again. This time with the remote garage door opener with me. Okay, here I am. This is where I ended up camping out. And these woods are kind of covered, So it's 90 degrees out, but the wind's kind of blowing. I did remember to bring some water. Right before I left, I decided to go back in and grab a bottle of water, and I tossed it into my bag. I don't have a bottle holder on the wired cruiser, so I just have this bag, so I tossed it into the bag. Um, so well, at least I got something to keep myself from getting dehydrated out here. I'm probably 20 to 30 minutes from somebody coming out here and picking me up and carrying me home. So I might have been able to make it home the first try, but I didn't have a way to get in my house. So not having a way to get into your house kind of misses the point of being there. And if I was going to have to sit somewhere and just wait, I'd rather be waiting by my bike than sitting on my front porch waiting when I was worried about somebody stealing my bike. So I came back here and just sitting in the woods. See if I get my bike. There's my bike sitting, laying on its side. There's my poor old wheel that's in big trouble. Well, the wheel's not in trouble. The tube is in trouble. I'm going to call the bike shop that said that there wasn't anything wrong with the wheel and bring this up. To me, this was something wrong with the wheel. I had just checked the pressure of my tire, and it was like 21 or something. So I pumped it up to 28, and it has a rating of up to 30. So 28 should be good. And then this happened. So I'm thinking it wasn't put on properly to start with, and maybe that's the reason I kept seeing that little bit of a wobble. That it said that I don't think it's hurting my ability to turn and stuff. It's just that it did not look like the best. So I think right here where I crashed is an area where a lot of people pick up their kids from preschool. So I see a lot of those people. Keep an eye out for my ride. Maybe it'll show up here sometime soon. But not yet. Not sure what they're driving, but nobody's coming back here. I told them to head towards the back of the church. I don't know if they know what the definition of back of the church means to different people. But I'm right next to the dumpsters, so it should be fairly easy to spot unless there's more than one grouping of dumpsters in this area. Anyway, I'll get back with y'all once I find out more information. I expect to be sitting here on this ground for... And I got ants crawling on me, and there's not much I can do but just kick them off every now and then. So I'm not in an ant bed. At least I don't see an ant bed, but ants are crawling all over me anyway. Black ones, not red ones, so at least they're not biting. All right, talk with y'all later. All right. Now it's time to see if I can get the bike up on the bike rack. Yeah, I don't think I like where it's at still. As far as loading my bike, let me try to get to that one spot over there. See if I can do it without injuring my car. Alright, it's been a while since I put a bike on here, so this may take a little bit of time. It may take a minute to figure out how this works. Alright, I believe it's this way. We got these two things we connect to the bike. We should have two of these. Which goes which? Yeah, I think this one goes here. Okay. This one over here. All right, so let's go see if we can get the bike up. Can barely walk. Yeah, this is a lot of pain. That's the reason I have an e-bike. Except broken e-bikes are not very helpful. You can see how it's off the rim, which makes sense. I just got to make it a little bit further here. Okay, was not able to pick it up. Let's try again. Different angle. All right, come on, bike. I gotta be able to pick you up. I know you're heavy. I still gotta be able to pick you up. Phew. All right. Thought I heard my phone. I don't see my phone. Alright, so we need to turn this on. Get it in walk mode. The leaves are really slippery. All right. Whew. Gotta be kidding me. Whew. Well, I'm gonna have to admit that walk mode is the only way I got it on here. Without that, it would not have been up here. see if we can get this. Too bad y'all couldn't have good angles to this, so you can see exactly what I'm doing. Putting on two, I don't know what they're called, attachments. You can see here, I'm putting this on the other side so I can connect this. Alright, we need to get this down below. Alright. Got that side a little bit. Now I need to get this side. So let's pull it up. Take this down. Okay. And we'll tighten up the other side. All right, whoops, didn't want to do that. All right. Yeah, I'm tired. How does this work? Oh. Whew. All right, one more. Maybe a couple of days before I take that bike off the rack. Now I could probably recover in a couple hours. All right. Got this last one we need to do. Oh. All right, we don't have far to go. So I'm not trying to get it on it perfectly this time. Just good enough. Okay, I think that's tight enough. Now, I didn't tight the thing down perfectly, but it should be good enough just to go a few miles. I'll go slow, make sure, or try to make sure. Okay, so here we are the next day. Bike's in good shape. I do need to replace the tube, obviously. Yesterday was extremely rough for me after I got back from the bike ride. I basically suffered from heat exhaustion, and then the spending all that time walking around made my knees hurt really badly. So I have both of those issues. Last night went and took a nap for a few hours, and then it turned out that I was really bad, that I needed I was dehydrated, so I got some electrolytes in me, and probably about 5 hours after I got back, I began to feel good again. My knees were all swollen up, so yeah, it's not good for me to get a flat and not have a tube with me. Although changing the tube would have been strenuous to me also, but not as bad as trying to be on my feet as long as I was. Anyway, I'm glad that ordeal's over. I now, after resting for the night, I'm now ready to take the bike off the rack. So that's my next goal. But yeah, I won't show you all that. It shouldn't be too hard. Getting it off will be a lot easier than getting it on. And I was also tired when I was trying to get it on, so that didn't help. So anyway, I think all the bad stuff on this particular trip is over with. And I should remind everybody to try to keep your toolkit with you. Don't leave it on the bike that you're not riding, like I did. All right. Talk with everybody next time. Like and subscribe. All right, bye.